Welcome. Since some of you in class were having difficulty with the closing problem, I wrote a similar problem and I'm going to solve it out, and you can use my solutions here to help you solve your closing problem. Might be a good idea to take some notes. All right, so one of the first things I notice, so we are told it's an exponential equation. We write the exponential equation shown in the table. One of the first things I notice is I'm not given consecutive terms. So, black here. So 405, come on, number, not 5, always takes just a little while. So I deal with this for the very first number I write, and then usually it's not so bad. All right, so 405, come on, there we go, and 10,935 are not consecutive terms. Right? There, one is f of 3, so f of 3 is 405. And f of 6 is 10,935. And I could have actually just given you the information like this, and you'd still be able to solve it out, right? Because I'm going to use those numbers. Right? So if I told you that those were two terms in my exponential equation, you could actually still write the equation using the technique I'm going to show you right now. All right? So now let's figure out how far away are these terms? How many positions, right? So this first one is f of 3. So that means we had f of 4 and f of 5, and now we have f of 6. All right, so from here to here, that's 3 terms. So what happens to find each term? Well, if you remember from our table where I kept writing the times 3 or times 6 or times 0.9, right? So between each of our terms here, we have to multiply by our common ratio, all right? So that means that I had 405, and I multiplied by r to get f of 4. And then I could take f of 4 and multiply by my common ratio to get f of 5. And I could multiply f of 5 by the common ratio to get f of 6. So when we're solving, we're not solving for r here. How many r's do you see? I see 3. So we're actually solving for r cubed. Right? So right there you see the 3 r's. We are actually solving for r cubed. Right? So when we take the difference between what is terms, successive terms in the table here, they're really not one apart. They're not an r apart. They're an r cubed apart. So when we take f of 6 and we divide that by f of 3, we're not finding r, we're finding r cubed, right? Because they are 3 terms apart. And this works for any of them. If they were 4 terms apart, it'd be r to the 4th. If they were 5 terms apart, it'd be r to the 5th, and so forth. All right, so let's plug in the values. We have 10,935 divided by 405, all right, equals r cubed. And if you divide those out, you'll find out what the answer is. Feel free to, but it is 27. Well, now we take the cube root of 27, and we get our r. So r is 3, right? Because the cube root of 27 is 3. So there's my r. Now I just need I need to get back to my a1. All right, we've got the third term. All right, so I'll write in a different color so you can. So this is to find r over here. This is the y. why we're finding it the way we are. Okay, there's a little background information. Why was it r cubed? All right, and now this is to find a. And specifically, our a here is f of 0. It's the value of y when x is 0. It's not an a1 like it is on the geometric sequence. This one does start with 0, okay, with a y-intercept. All right, so to find this value, we could simply keep dividing back. All right, so for instance, f of 2 is just f of 3 divided by r. All right, so that means f of 2 would be what did I put? Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, we have our third term. For a second there, I didn't see our third term. So f of 2 would be 405 divided by 3. So that means f of 2 is 135. And to find f of 1, we'll take f of 2 and divide by 3. So that means f of 1 is going to be 135 divided by 3, which was 45. Was that A1? Let me see. So it's like, oh yeah, so I'm sorry. It's like, I don't think that was my very first term. That's because I'm only at f of 1, not f of 0. All right, so I'm going to continue over here. The last one, f of 0, because we got to get to 0, is 45 divided by 3. I hope you don't mind if I don't write f of 1 divided by r again. I think you got the idea. 45 divided by 3 is 15, because otherwise I'm going to run out of space to write my equation. So that this is my, right, there's a. All right, it's the value of y when x is 0, and we found our r. That's right here, and r is that's our base. All right, I put r in there because I'm kind of thinking geometric sequence, but this is our base. Right. Right. It's not a factor. It's not a decay factor, an interest rate, or anything like that. I'm just kind of thinking of r from our geometric sequences. All right. So I could have put base instead of, I could put b. B times b times b, so we're finding b cubed. So our equation here is going to be f of x equals, and it was 15 times 3 to the x. That was my equation. All right, so I hope this helps you on the closing, and I hope it makes sense to you. And if you have more questions in class, well, just ask, right? Have a nice day. Bye.